In April 2026, Anthropic had announced their latest frontier model called Claude Mythos, and they claimed to have it capabilities of finding software vulnerabilities that were much better than that of humans, but not better than best humans. But fast forward to June 2026 right now, it seems that cyber attacks have only increased after the launch of Claude Mythos. So what's the caveat here? Why have software exploits and cyber attacks increased even after Project Glasswing and even after releasing Claude Mythos, which was released publicly but kind of did not have public access to all of its capabilities? Why does it seem that the cyber attacks have increased after that? Did Anthropic just accelerate cyber attacks by announcing Claude Mythos? Because there have been supply chain attacks and NPM packages attacks happening like this, and this, and Web3 attacks just happening, especially on these open source projects. And so many of these projects have already been hacked. Even GitHub itself was exploited in some or the other way, and going on and on. Or is the increase in cyber attacks just a correlation and not a causation due to the announcements of Anthropic's Claude Mythos? Let's try to find out in this video. So hello everyone, welcome to Tech Meditator. To get answers to these questions, first let's look at the capabilities of Claude Mythos. In an independent evaluation by AISI, which is an independent organization based in UK, they found that Mythos Preview was able to do a full cyber network takeover, which human could have taken 20 hours. Claude Mythos Preview was able to do it autonomously, which was better than any model before. And this was a simulated attack, which was very similar to how real cyber attacks happen. In other evaluations, it was very similar to GPT 5.4. So on this independent evaluation, UK AISI says, our results show that Mythos Preview represents a step up over previous frontier models in a landscape where cyber performance was already rapidly improving. So yeah, it cannot be denied that due to AI, the cyber attacks were already increasing across the world. Even Checkpoint Security Report, which was released in January, that was before the announcement of Claude Mythos, had pointed out how the cyber attacks per organization was already increasing, and AI-assisted attacks had increased because AI's coding capabilities were allowing attackers to do even faster attacks. So the automation of attacks was happening, social engineering became easier for these attackers, and from social engineering it means tricking users and manipulating them to click on a website or a link or something in the email, and that had increased by 500% according to Checkpoint Security. So this means that Claude Mythos didn't accelerate cyber attacks. Right. Well, I want to believe it. It said that it was dangerous to release it in the public, so they would not be releasing it publicly. And they had announced this project Glasswing, which was a private project where Anthropic decided to share Claude Mythos among these 40 private organizations. And they said that they would be using to first fix bugs in these critical software, and then they will move forward from there. So it seems that after the announcement of Claude Mythos, there was a spike in supply chain attacks, which are the attacks on various software packages as well as open source packages across the industry. It cannot be denied that Claude Mythos had helped in finding very critical vulnerabilities in softwares such as that of Linux, BSD, and so on. But there might be various reasons as per my analysis, which seems that not Claude Mythos but its announcement had actually grabbed more attention of the cyber attackers, and they were leveraging more of open source AIs or jailbroken AIs, which are a bit lesser in capabilities compared with Claude Mythos. But there seems to be a perspective shift, and seems like more attention was given by the cyber attackers in leveraging these tools. And one of the key things which can help point this out is this thing by Hacker News, which says that the average time from common vulnerabilities and exposures disclosure to a working vulnerability exploit had dropped from 56 days in 2024 to just 10 hours in 2026. So this means crafting the exploit had become much faster. And we must understand that the cyber capabilities of Claude Mythos is nothing but a byproduct of its coding capabilities per Anthropic. To illustrate this, let's look at this statement by Dario. He says,
"We haven't trained it specifically to be good at cyber. We trained it to be good at code, but as a side effect of being good at code, it's also good at cyber."
I had made this LinkedIn post describing how cyber attacks had increased, and I had never in my life had seen so many attacks happening every single day. So as per my analysis, as well as per those with whom I work, there was definitely an increase and spike in the number of cyber attacks. And even though not directly but indirectly, it seems that the coding capabilities of other AI models were being leveraged by the cyber attackers, as well as its other capabilities, and integrating them into their workflows and exploit systems, as well as malware. And Google Threat Intelligence Group had released a blog saying that for the first time in their life, they had seen that an attacker had actually used AI for doing a complete zero-day exploit. And they had never seen this before. From zero-day exploit, they mean that the exploits that happen when new softwares get updated and newer versions of these softwares are released. And these bugs happen to be there in the first release itself. And on LinkedIn too, it seems that there have been an increase of attempts by these attackers to impersonate or create fake profiles and take interviews in order to hack different employees. So stay safe out there, and see you next time at Tech Meditator. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you like this video. That would motivate me to make even more videos like this. Thank you.